Hello and welcome to the Circle of Love and Light. I'm Jane Mountrose, your host, and I'm here with my wonderful partner and founding director of Awakenings Institute, Phillip Mountrose, and our beautiful, delightful co-host, Loola Mora, who is a holistic coach and healer as we are. So we've got a bunch of healers here, and we have a really wonderful topic this week. I'm so excited about it. As we mentioned last week, one of our primary focuses at Awakenings Institute is on accelerated spiritual growth and on using powerful spiritual healing processes to accelerate your growth. And of course, now we're in a special time, which we are calling the Great Awakening, where we are in a position as light workers, healers, and way showers to really rise up and become the masters we're here to be, to fully embrace our greatness, which is what our topic is today. So it's opening to your greatness and raising your light quotient. And we're going to define that in a moment. And of course, that reaches into both of the areas that we focus on, which is healing and also that accelerated spiritual growth. So today we're going to discuss really the big picture of our divine nature and the importance of what we're doing here, focusing on love and light, both for ourselves and for the Great Awakening. I'm very happy that you're here. Thank you for joining us. And I think it's one of the most magical and joyous ways to increase our light quotient, coming here together. When we do this, all of us are elevated to what I experience each time as a higher level, a really wonderful level of joy and love and light. And just, I think, feeling good about where we're going, which it's easy to get bogged down in the world these days with the things that aren't happening, but there is so much that is, and we're here to share that. So if you're here with us live, I need to change here so I can see comments. And I see we already have people joining us. I see Barbara Clark is here and Jenny Blazek. So welcome, and welcome anyone else who hasn't introduced yourself yet. I really encourage people to say hi and tell us where you're from, and feel free to comment. We love to hear from you. You're part of this as much as we are. So one more thing before we start, I just take a moment every time to bring our energy together. So if you're in a place where you can close your eyes for a moment, just close your eyes and invite all those beautiful beings of light who are supporting all of us in this special time to join us and breathe in some of that love. It's a wonderful way to shift your focus from your head, where all those thoughts are that we don't need right now, into your body and into your heart. I'm sometimes amazed by how much just to have a few nice intentional breaths of love can be. And this is something you can do anytime, just to bring yourself back more into a state of presence in the moment. Okay, so now I want to turn to you, Phillip, and ask you to share a bit about first what what is light quotient and why is focusing on this so important to you and to all of us?
Yes, that's a great topic. It's an uplifting topic, and hopefully people are getting uplifted as we speak and think and feel about it. So one way of understanding the light quotient is light as a physical, we all know about, and metaphysical, energetic quality. And the more we embrace the lighter we become, and we transform the dark, which is part of our reality, into light and hold the light on it. And part of this also is embodying or holding. So we want to embody and hold the light. And I'd also say there's a nice quote, you may have heard it from Theodore Roosevelt, do what you can with what you have in the moment. That's loose translation. So being here now boosts your light. that it's an intro, that's sort of a light formula, oddly enough. And that means using your gifts, your skills, things you enjoy that help yourself and other people. It means being present. It means being more loving, healing, being creative. All those things are uplifting. And I'll end here with like a simple 1 second exercise, one of the quickest ones that's ever been offered, and that's simply smile.
That's a great one.
There you go.
Yeah, thanks, Philip. And I want to also welcome Lauren Grace, and I see Sunny is here, our friend Sunny. So welcome to both of you. Sunny says, love you guys. And Lauren is from Texas. So welcome, Texas. we're all here in California, and I know that there are people who join us from all around the world. And it's wonderful to have you here. So Loola, what would you say about it?
Wow, I have so many things to say about it, but actually what my heart is saying right now is that when we really believe that we are light, and that we have that capacity of embody and actually emit light, the perspective change a lot. It changes a lot, because in my opinion, that gives me like that feeling of belonging, and that I have a mission, and that is not only from my rational part, as actually Philip mentioned, but is actually from that place of only being here, and already giving a lot, being here. I don't need to be an expert on anything, or like be the greatest person in a subject. It's only being here as a human being. I already are bringing light, and I'm like bringing love, because actually that's what we are doing here as humans. So
Right.
The topic is amazing, because it's how we like feel that we are part of something bigger, of our daily lives, and how those little things that we do, as smiling, are like lighting people's life and hearts.
Right.
So
yeah.
That's what I'm getting today. It's like, since I like have the information and I work on getting that connection and feeling that, because it's not only knowing it, because that's the rational part, is feeling it.
Right.
I can see how I vibrate different.
Right.
So it's beautiful. When I think that with this conversation we can actually motivate more people, and not, and many people already know that, other ones maybe don't know that. So it's beautiful to give that light, to other ones, and allow them to shine and do their parts.
Yeah, that's so true. I want to mention Jenny is here from Denver, and she actually is a blood cancer survivor. So I want to welcome you for that, and also just to be welcomed in this space to receive all the love that your body needs. And that's here for all of us, and it's part of it. It is, the benefits are both for ourselves and for humanity. I think that relating this to our greatness, what I'm recognizing, I think on a deeper level now, is that we are truly masters in the making. All of us have a connection that goes all the way up to source. And there is a place of greatness that is far beyond what we can imagine, probably, that actually exists for us. And the more light we can bring in, the more we love ourselves and recognize the truth of who we are, the more that we can embrace that. I think we've talked about bringing spirit fully into form, all these things about embracing your greatness and your unique genius. We've talked about those things for a long time, years, and really with an understanding of them in a general way. But now it's becoming much more specific. And I think that the opportunities that that are here for us are expanding because of the time that we're in, because the awakening is happening. And so there's much more available to us to support us. And that's
agree.
very exciting to me.
I'm with you.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And one of the things is angels. We've been connecting much more with the archangels and also with tarot. And there's this wonderful tarot deck called Angel Wisdom Tarot, where you can actually connect with an archangel in a reading by reading the major arcana cards. And I promised a reading today. So, but I have all of the major arcana cards, which are of the tarot, which are the archetypal stages that we go through in our development. And along with each one comes an archangel. So I'm going to just pick one card here. And with the intention, you always want to have an intention. So the intention is of receiving insights on how we can raise our light quotient and thus embrace our greatness as masters in the making. So here we are. And the card is called The Lovers, which is number 6. And people often relate this to relationships and maybe intimate relationships and other relationships. It also, I think, is about embracing your relationship with who you truly are.
Do you want to show the card, Jane?
Yes, it's a beautiful card. And the archangel is Raphael, who is the archangel who is known for healing. And I think it is really important in that regard to recognize that healing is an important part of this, because all of the trauma and unintegrated aspects of our lives that we haven't been able to bring back into our wholeness are preventing us. These are the things that are preventing us from really creating that strong relationship with that master in the making. So I'm going to just also read a little bit from the book. And I think it's so beautiful. Archangel Raphael is here to bless the love that you are feeling. He wears an emerald green heart over the place where the heart chakra radiates for humans. And I'll show that to you again. Just a beautiful, beautiful heart. These cards are just really beautiful. Love, more often than not, you don't see it coming. Of course, this card is usually associated with romance, although it also can signify a close and intimate relationship and a higher relationship. There are several cards in the tarot that herald a relationship, but this is the big one. And in this case, we can associate it with that big relationship with our true identities as magnificent spiritual beings, as beings of greatness. And as Loola said, all equally and uniquely great. There's no competition. We have no reason to compete because we all have the same greatness. It is unique. We have our own unique aspect of it, but there's no one who's greater than another. So it's beautiful. So I think actually that's probably enough to say about that. And I again want to just welcome Archangel Raphael, and we can feel his presence as we discuss this more about building that relationship with who we really are, that greatness, that master in the making. So any thoughts on that?
Yes. So all the cards are specific to the moment and the situation. And this one, to me, calls for shining light onto the light and darkness in ourselves, loving ourselves, the light and the darkness, from the higher light that Angel Raphael embodies too, so we can love ourselves and others more.
Love it. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. And it is all connected. I
Absolutely.
love the phrase "judge not lest ye be judged," because to me it means, I guess you could take it the opposite way, love, and you love others as you, because we love others as we love ourselves. And
Exactly.
it's so important.
Yeah, because actually the relationship with ourselves is what we irradiate out, and we co-create everything that we are living and experiencing from that place. So actually, when we believe in something, for example, I'm gonna make an example. If I feel and I believe that I'm fat, for sure there's gonna come people that are gonna say things to make that belief of mine more real for me, because that's the energy that I'm saying. But they come to say what I think about myself. But if I change that thought and that belief, I'm gonna attract people that are gonna say different things because I'm feeling different about myself. What I'm trying to say here is that everything that is happening in the outside is a translation from the relationship I have with myself. So,
Right.
as you mentioned, if I have wounds and things to resolve, I'm going to be more reactive to things that trigger me, and I act in a way that could be not really positive and is not a contribution, because that's what I have inside, anger or doubts or fear. Actually, when we are in a fear mode, we don't behave wisely.
Right, right. And
So,
that's not a place really where we
but
want to
that's
be to make decisions or to
exactly,
evaluate who we are, because when we're in fear, we don't feel good, very good about ourselves. Everything's connected.
absolutely. But
So
we all
fascinating.
are gonna experience those feelings because it's part of our human nature. The important thing is how I'm gonna act with those things, with those emotions. So if I really feel that connection, that strong connection with the universe, God, with the big thing here, I'm gonna for sure I'm gonna act differently. But if I get disconnected, I'm gonna be in a state maybe of fear, anger, and I'm gonna act from that place. So when you were saying and reading that, you were saying those things in Phillip and you were reading the card, the image that I got is like a heart, or for example, the world or the galaxy or God in any image. And we all are little particles of that. It's like a beautiful explosion, and all of us are that
Right.
little part of that big and beautiful thing, God, universe. So we are different, but we are all the same, the part of the wholeness. So when I see that, I can feel how important I am and how important my brothers and sisters are, and how we are here to co-create, as you said.
Right. Yeah.
It's part of this experience. We are here to experience. So it's
Right.
okay to feel fear. But the
Yeah.
important thing is how I act with that fear. What can
Yeah.
I do better from
Yeah.
that place?
Yeah. And it is, I think it's very easy to, especially in the world being what it is. And I think those of us who are here, I can't imagine that there's anyone who's here who hasn't felt that we're different. Like I have felt like it was like a almost an innate understanding from the time I was a child that I was different. And it's so easy to feel alone. I want to share another message from Jenny. She says, I don't have any support system or friends here. She's from, I think she said she was from Wyoming and now she's in Colorado. Since I've been estranged from my daughter in 2020, I love feeling loved by my family. I'm working on figuring out, I didn't quite understand that, why I am an awakening. Um, I wanted to say about that I think both Phillip and I have had very tenuous relationships at best with our birth families. And I've come to understand that my family is my spiritual family. It certainly is Phillip and Loola and Barbara and Sunny and you too, Jenny. And we welcome you here every week to understand and feel more connected with your spiritual family. Because it also is from our spiritual family that as we love ourselves more, we can experience more joy, more of a sense of our greatness and be that light that we want to be to the world. And I think those connections with spiritual family are very important in that. I can add one way to address light quotient is, Philip and I were talking about this before we started, because you think of light quotient, like it's an interesting idea to measure how much light you can embody and emit in a stable way. But it's kind of like, whoa, how do I do that? And you can actually make it more tangible. And we have a suggestion for it. You can address light quotient as a meter, say between 0 and 10. And I see it sometimes like a what you see, the speedometer in a car. It could be like that, or it could be vertical, just whatever in your mind comes to you. And rather than trying to measure light, which is, it's kind of, it's hard to make that tangible, you can measure how much joy do you experience on a scale of 0 to 10 on an average day throughout the day. What is your kind of baseline? Where are you usually? Or you could measure love. How much love are you experiencing? And we've talked about both love of yourself, love of others, just divine love, presence of love in your life. How much of that? Another one is aliveness. Really, I think one of the greatest measurements of where we are in terms of how close we are to being present to that greatness within us is the amount of aliveness that we're feeling in our daily lives. Because when we're really on track with who we are and why we're here, we feel really alive. And when we're not, we don't feel at all alive. It can go down. We measure it sometimes with our students and clients, and it can go down like a 2. It's like, well, if you don't follow those things that you feel guided to follow as your purpose or your mission, how alive do you feel? And people will say, oh, it's a 2. Whereas if they're following the things that bring them aliveness, whatever those are, it could be a 9 or a 10. And that's good for us individually. It's one of the best things. Obviously, feeling alive, all of your cells are alive. All of those parts that might become ill or dysfunctional in the body become more alive and more connected with our wholeness. And then we emit, just by being, we emit more light to the world. It's not like we have to focus. No, I have to emit light, like I'm constipated or something and I have to get it out. It's actually, it just flows from us naturally. And that's what we're aiming for.
Yeah, and actually it's really interesting what we are saying, because I think we all have at least 1-2 experiences when we feel so good that people can feel it, and they say like, oh, you are so beautiful today, or you are shiny today, or and is that what we're saying? Like, we can shine, we can like emit that energy, and I think we are not saying here that being not in a high state is wrong or bad, but I think the important thing here is that as humans, we will experience moments that are not like in a very light place, because we need to experience darkness to understand a light place, light. But the important thing is to accept them, process them, and to know where we can go or what we can do to get again in that place of love and to feel connected, you know, and
Right.
not for
Yeah.
everyone are the same ones, but every time that we keep working in ourselves and we go to the same place that is our hearts, you know, like going back home,
Right.
and see those challenges from another's perspective. And I think seeing things from another perspective is healing, you know, is when you stop, face the thing, process that, you know, so you are allowing yourself to see things from another perspective, and then you can move forward, you know.
Right. Yeah.
And that's the process in my own experience that have given me a lot of momentum. So I know that when I'm not in a very like shiny place or seeing too much light, I have the tools, and if I work on them, I will see the light in the middle. Oh, I will light that darkness,
Right.
that I have
Yeah.
in this specific moment, or that illness, that place that is like needing more light. And I
Yeah.
prefer to say that like darkness is not evil, is the absence of light, you know?
Right. Yeah. This might be a good time to mention also, in terms of healing, Lula has taken our whole, we have a whole program on different healing techniques. And in the circle last week, we did 2 processes with what we call angelic EFT, the emotional freedom techniques. One was with the miracle reframe, which is that's a very uplifting vibration, and the other one was with Saint Germain and using the violet flame for healing, and it actually transmutes fear and other things. You can use it with anything. So anyone who's watching this and wants to know a little more how to heal things, you can go back to that one, which is from, what would the date be? July 24th. It's just the week before this one. You can find it on facebook.com/awakening circle. That it was an hour. We did it specifically for that purpose, to have those things available because they're very helpful.
Right. Just a brief thought for in general, and to Jenny, who is in a difficult time, it sounds like, which I think we probably all can relate to. So there are times, just regularly, even, you know, I still have them, and I don't know if they ever end. Maybe if you get the sainthood, Father, why hast thou forsaken me? I guess Jesus had some doubts, so I guess everyone has them.
Right.
So what helps me, an enlightening thought, is just to take your next step. I think Edgar Casey said, just take the next step, and the next step will be provided for you.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. And it is, if we open to the miracle reframe is, I know that anything is possible and miracles are happening now. I think in every moment of every day, we have the option of choosing how we want to view our reality. And another one I like to tell myself is, something wonderful is happening today and I'm going to find out what it is. And just opening to those miracles. I also want to again highlight the archangels. Archangel Raphael is here with us now. And he wanted me also just to reiterate the fact that he is here. He is a very powerful archangel. We can focus now for a moment on that love that he emanates and that healing energy. And he comes with a whole, what do you call it? A whole range of healing angels. So all of this is available to us. You can connect with any of the archangels by just asking them to be with you. You can share, like with Raphael, you can say, I really would appreciate a healing from you and your other angels, the healing angels. And just to receive love. They're so uplifting. Angels are pure love. And inviting any of them in is just a wonderful thing. I think they're always with us too. And we have angels who are here with a specific purpose, guardian angels, to to try to kind of keep us on something close to our soul's best path. And there are also the archangels are here at our request, which I think is important. And learning more about them and inviting them to join us is I found that I think I spend time with the angels every day. I spent time with them earlier today with more of the angels. Archangel Metatron is a primary guide to me, and Archangel Michael is just a magnificent being that brings us strength and power and a sense of safety. There's just so much that we can receive. And since I started connecting with them more, I really feel like my love meter has gone up, and probably my light quotient has gone up quite a bit. And my sense of just feeling like I'm in the right place in connection with the divine for taking my next steps every day. I think I feel so much more trust and joy. It just has been it's been a miraculous thing for me, really, I would say. And they're free for the free for the asking. And I think if you get this Angel Wisdom Tarot, if you don't know much about them, you can draw a card. I've separated out the major arcana, which are these large patterns that for all of us. You can just have an intention and then draw a card. So you want to have something specific, like I had for us today. It could be anything. Like, I'd like to know the next step for my soul's purpose today, and draw a card. It's great. I think it's just an amazing thing. And I think the things that we get with the cards, I think all of us would say they're just remarkable. So it's another tool. We have tools, and the main ones we're working with now are the archangels, and the oracles, the tarot, and we'll probably draw. I think Lula's going to draw a card from another really great deck, probably later. And also the Akashic records, going into really understanding more deeply who we are, what our greatness really is. And in there's activations, there's healing, there are many, many angels and other beings of light. It's just incredible. And I think it's time now for our meditation. Philip, are you ready?
I'm ready. And this one, I'm calling the Transforming Guiding Light Meditation. So
with smiles.
With smiles and lots of love, and maybe a few laughs thrown in. And Raphael might join us. I think we could invite him in since he's around. And the idea is sometimes it helps just to know what the meditation is ahead of time. So just in a sentence here, this meditation is different forms of light, how it can guide and support and illuminate yourself and your life and others. So here we go. And people, if they want, they can close their eyes. That sort of relaxes you and changes your brain waves if you're in a place to do so. And take some breaths, some nice quiet breaths through your nose, and slowly exhale, and let that be a sign to bring your energy back into you. Breathing in your pure, clear energy, and exhaling, releasing what you no longer need, anything you may have picked up along the way. And you keep breathing this pure, clear light and into your lungs, into your whole body, releasing, letting go. Good. And with each breath, it seems like you are becoming lighter and more at ease. More the inner smile glowing and growing through you. And as you relax even a little more, your awareness just starts to float and drift. And it comes upon now a candle, a lit candle. And you notice that candle with the flickering light. And you just stay there with it rather peacefully, rather gently. But you're noticing that candle is beginning to change. And in an instant now, it can transform itself. It can just grow and burst into a wonderful sun. It can be just a burst into a huge glowing light, a cosmic bright light, radiating perfectly out everywhere, smiling on everyone, nurturing everyone, warming and comforting everyone with renewal and love and energy. It's recharging us in the perfect harmony and balance. The sun is renewing your body now with its rhythms, its chemistry, its cycles. It's brightening your mood, your energy. It's giving you what you need now. And you can also ask, is there anything else you need now from this central sun source? Knowing you can take that in and integrate it in the right way that's right for you. Now it's time to allow yourself to shift once again. And this wonderful sun, this beautiful light can come down. It comes down now, this light, and suddenly this light is coming out of a lighthouse, a lighthouse. And it's beaming out signals of light. It's illuminating the darkness. It's freeing up and liberating and showing the way. This wonderful lighthouse, strong, solitary, sending out signals to the world, to everyone, and to particularly those who need it, guided by it, this wonderful light, pulsing out light from the lighthouse. The lighthouse is showing you safe harbor. It's illuminating, reinforcing, it's inspiring you to find your way, go forward, to explore, to adventure, to bring out the best in you and everyone. It gives one hope and meaning and depth of purpose. Your individual lighthouse captures the light, focuses it out, beams it out wherever it's needed. And just reviewing where we've been, we have had a candle illuminating the darkness, giving us a lustrous light to focus on, which can become that wonderful, all-encompassing sun bursting with light everywhere, omniscient, omnipresent, beautiful. And then coming back down, focusing it through the lighthouse, pulsing light, focusing, beaming light, sending the perfect beams for those to see, for growth and guidance, safety, and more. Breathe it in. Take it in, let it formulate, let it come together in its own way for you. These different sources and ways to perceive the guiding, transforming light. As you become more transparent, more whole, more filled with light, let this light in, and then let it radiate out to the world, creating a brighter place. Enlightening you, enlightening your way. Breathing it in, breathing out the light and love to the world, knowing you can access this energy at any time. As we start to come to a close here, it's time to shift your awareness back to the present, feeling yourself where you are now with your feet on the floor, grounded. I'll count to 5, knowing you can use the light for healing, guidance, wisdom, or whatever you choose. 1, coming back. 2, removing anything you don't want. 3, remembering this in any way you choose. 4, coming back refreshed, and 5, opening your eyes, grounded in the light, transformed by the light, here now with your light quotient boosted.
Wow. Thank you, Phillip.
Wow.
That was really amazing.
Thank you.
I immediately was taken to recent times that every morning I connect with Archangel Metatron and others. Metatron is my primary guide right now, and recently when I connect with him and we can feel his energy now, he's here to help us to rise up in the Great Awakening. So he's here for all of us here. And what I've experienced is when I've connected with him, he's often perceived as a radiant white light, sometimes golden white light, sometimes described as a diamond white light, kind of sparkling. And when I've seen him recently, the reason I mention this is because he's holding a bright light out. And it feels to me like it's as if to tell us all, you are the light. You know, in the essence, we are the masters we are seeking. We are the light. And I thought that was so beautiful, Phillip, that there was that light that's being held out to us. So you're perceiving it too. That's beautiful.
Beautiful.
It reminds me of actually what also Loola made a comment to that effect earlier about we're all little pieces or sparks of the whole.
Right. Right.
Wow, that
Yeah.
was an amazing meditation.
It was.
Thank you. Like I got a lot of, like, was clear for me, the insights, you know, in my experience was like the presence that I felt more at the beginning was Raphael, so the green light, and was like shining there, and I was guided to send, because I'm experiencing physical challenges, like health challenges. So he invited me to send the light to that place where that is located. And from there, all the lights started like going up to my heart. And then the word trust came to me. And I started seeing all other guides and angels coming. So I saw different like colors in the dresses, but were simple. And then I know I forget the word in English, but it's like that thing that moves with the wind, that the kids play with it.
Oh,
So
yeah, pinwheel.
Yes. So I got it in front of my heart, and I was radiating lots of light, different colors, and was coming to that beautiful thing, and was like radiating all around, you know. So was like everything we spoke, you know, like I first was focusing on myself, bringing light to those places that I needed. And from that place with light, I was being able to like shift that light to my heart and then spread all that light to others. Was beautiful. And actually,
Yeah.
I felt lighter in that place of my body that I have been feeling that like sensation
good.
and pain.
Good.
So yeah, and that word of trust, you know, like that this time was Raphael really present with me in this process.
Yeah, that's beautiful. And Buddy wanted to join us too and brings
He's
his love.
amazing.
So cute.
I love
I
him.
also wanted to read a note from Barbara Clark. She said, "Thanks so much. My light is always," I think she's saying, purpley gold. The sun fed me and I became the lighthouse, shining that purpley light out while still being fed the purpley light from the sun source.
Oh,
And I think that is true. We can imagine, actually for years, I've had this vision of having a crystal structure around our house, wherever we are living. And it is at the top, there is a light, and it is a lighthouse. There's a column of light that goes up through the middle of the house and just beams out to the world. And that reminds me of what Babs was saying. So that's beautiful. Would you want to draw another card from, this is the Working Your Light Oracle, Loola, just to get another message
course.
on,
I will
and
love
it is, we're
to.
talking, Philip was talking about working your light, as how we become radiant beings of light who are blessing the whole world with our presence.
This is a very beautiful oracle deck and quite simple too, but
Yeah.
targeted and profound, as we'll probably find out here in a moment.
Right.
Let's see what is going to.
The suspense is building there, Loola, as you're shuffling the deck. What extraordinary card is going to be revealed to us?
Yes. I love to be the vehicle today. Thank you for the opportunity.
You'll be the lighthouse.
Messages
Yes,
from the lighthouse.
Yeah, fresh. Okay. I'm being guided to take it with my left hand today and take one. Okay. Ha. Look what we got today. Maybe people
I
can
can't
see
read
like
it
they
from there.
need.
What does it say? I have my book
It
here.
says play, have fun,
Oh, that's
celebrate,
interesting. Yes.
don't be so serious. And that's, I'm
Play.
getting that image really in my heart and that word, you know? Play.
Yes.
So
yes.
let's see.
Yeah, we
And-
take it so seriously. I think that's part of the 3D thing. We think all of this is real when it's the illusion.
Yeah, and I can, like, I can share that I have been feeling that I have that tendency, you know, of taking things so seriously, and doesn't, it's not a need.
Yeah, it
And
doesn't help anything, actually.
no,
Yeah,
absolutely not.
Loola, here's another, and everyone, here's another friend I have who helps me play.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it's a smiling, the happy Buddha.
Absolutely. Yeah. And he
Oh,
laughs
is
all
it
the
laughing?
time,
Is it
actually.
called Laughing Buddha, or Philip, is that-
I call it the Laughing Buddha. I'm not sure what the official name is in the encyclopedia, but
right? You know, while you're getting that ready, Lula, I connected with a bunch of those masters and angels this morning, and this is what they told me: to be more playful. So
And before
they're
I
reiterating it for us, as if we didn't get it.
before I read the part of the little book, I want to show again the card, and there's the sun actually from the meditation. No, we have the sun again, and we have actually a drink, I think, and
A drink.
celebration. Yeah, I don't know. I see a cup there, and a lady's coming out from the cup too. Oh, so beautiful. Let's see.
Oh yeah.
What the message from the card, like, stop taking life so seriously. Your spirit needs to have some fun. The more you play, the more inspiration will follow. Take some time out to do something without being attached to the outcome. We're being called to rest and play and learn to have more fun. Do something that makes you laugh, the best medicine around. And Phillip say it, smile, smile. Call up a friend that you can be silly with. Take your inner child on a date.
I love that one.
The more you switch off your mind, the more room your spirit has to whisper and guide. When we do things without being attached to the outcome, ideas, clarity, guidance, and solutions have the space to drop in. The left and right hemispheres of the brain can begin talking to each other. Make play a compulsory part of your day. Schedule it.
That's a good
Wow,
idea.
I love it.
Yeah.
Spend more time doing things just because you love to do them. Just because they bring you joy and light your up. If you follow what lights you up, you will light up the world without even trying, For when you are lit up, you are in your spirit, and when you are in your spirit, you fall into flow with life. Wow. How
Well,
do
yeah,
you play?
it ties it all together. This is really amazing.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, following it, and I was like, oh my God, was everything that came today, you know?
Right.
Wow. And there's more information, but I think that the important things I already mentioned it.
Yeah, that was great.
Yeah,
And
and the laughing Buddha wholeheartedly agrees.
love it.
So does Buddy. Dogs are great for that.
Wow. And this is a card from the action cards. This oracle is divided in 4 different sections that will work that way. And at the end of each part of the little book is like a summary. And the summary that we have today is have more fun, play more. And this one is amazing. Celebrate your achievements.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good one too.
Yeah, I think when we celebrate,
Even little
we're
things.
bringing loud.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
we are
Yeah.
actually spreading that emotion to others. You know, we are celebrating. So,
Right.
beautiful card.
We can celebrate
I'm
being here and
honored.
being sources of light right now. That's what being here, we can celebrate that. It's a real joy for me.
For me too.
And that was incredible. It really did tie everything together. And that's the thing with oracles. We could easily have just talked for an hour without Raphael and without that message of creating that relationship, your own relationship with the greatness of you, and having the support of Raphael and Metatron and many others. I know they're here. And that last message, it's like that all boosts everything even more. Just it's incredible. So I do, and I recommend both of these oracles. Again, this is the Work Your Light oracle cards. Every one I've gotten has been just amazing and seemingly perfect. And it's interesting that was the message that they told me, and I almost forgot it, the part about playfulness, but they weren't going to let it go.
They're
We're
here
going
to
to tell
remind
you.
us. Yeah.
We'll tell you again if you didn't hear it before. And it is, I think, if we can simplify that, to just realize that being serious doesn't really support us the way we think it does. Let me see, Barbara said something here. She said, so this morning on my walk, there was this taped up box on the sidewalk. It said, free state fair tickets. I walked past it being a little afraid, but on the way back, I picked it up and said, let's do it and see what's inside. And guess what it was free fair tickets with parking and ride tickets.
Wow.
Wow. She said, I'm going to go and play today.
Yeah, get into a free state. I like
right,
that.
why not? That's
so good.
So synchronous. And that's the thing. All of these synchronous things are happening all around us right now. Absolutely. And I think when we connect, when we can see ourselves in that synchronous flow of life, it's validating. Like, this is real. The part that's afraid and that is bogged down by politics or whatever it is, that's not real. It's a distraction. And I'm not saying that what happens here is not important. In fact, it is very important, which is why we're doing this, because the solution is to have more love and light. The solution is not to go down into the mire with the people who are there. And I think with those of us who are light workers, we have a higher vibration than the average person on the planet. So it's just to hold on to what we have requires effort, because the tendency is to fall back down.
Yeah.
But together with a community, we're so much more powerful.
Absolutely. Together we are more powerful, for sure.
Right. And we believe, it's easy. It's much easier to believe when we're here together.
Yeah, actually, that's
Barbara
the
Clark
reason.
says anything's possible, and miracles and joy. are happening.
I love it.
And light.
And light. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, and that's the reason this space is so important for me. Like I get excited knowing that we are gonna meet and we are gonna like share the light and support each other.
And today was
Sometimes,
an adventure. I mean, this has been
yeah,
just
absolutely. And
really
being
remarkable.
open to things to unfold, and to be
Right.
open
Right.
and to receive, actually, because it's really important, people that are joining us and people that watch later the recording, we are supported by you too. We are all together here.
Right. We're
So,
together through time and space. There's no division.
exactly. And this experience gives me that like sense of not separation. We are all together, so having this space, like, yeah, we are together. It's a gathering, it's a circle, it's a
Right.
community.
It is.
So
Right.
it's a community, and we're here having these conversations, but that's the reason is the chat is open, because everything that people bring to the circle is absolutely welcome.
Right.
It's like we need you. We need all those people that are here, and I can
Right.
feel the love and the energy.
Yeah. Yeah. And being around people who are just wanting the best for us. Many people, they're not able to do it because they don't love themselves. But we can love each other and love ourselves and really connect with a higher vibrational way of being in the world. Now we don't have to wait until other people catch up with us. Summer
Exactly.
Dawson is asking, do you give readings? Yes, I do, and I think Phillip does. Actually, maybe we should just go now into how to connect more with us. And Loola, why don't you tell people a little more about what you offer and how they can connect with you?
Okay, thank you, Jane. Okay, people can connect with me through my webpage, that is loolamora.com, LOOLAMORA.com. And in social media, the same, Loola with 2 O's. And now I'm offering one-to-one sessions from healing and coaching. From this first like discussion, we will define the number of sessions, and I create packages. And I also offer Thai yoga massage and yoga classes and many other things that you can find in that webpage. And if you don't need my services, it's okay. I love to connect too. It's like,
yeah, they can connect
contact
with you
me.
on Facebook too, right?
Exactly, on Facebook and
and Facebook
Instagram.
Messenger is good. I love Messenger. It's such an easy way to communicate.
And if you are a Spanish speaker or you want to practice Spanish, I also have a YouTube channel with holistic tools. So you will find there yoga practices, tips for wellness and transformation, and meditations.
Wonderful. Thank you. And Phillip, do you want to tell people what we have coming up?
Well, at Awakenings Institute, we're excited. We have a new Akashic Records course. Seems becoming more and more available as humanity energy and light rises. And this is one of the best resources you can have. And the tiny URL, the short URL to find out about the upcoming course, now is the time to do so if you're interested, is tinyurl.com/Akashic-course, tinyurl.com/Akashic, AKASHIC-course. And if you want to connect with Jane or myself for individual connections, there was an inquiry, go to tinyurl.com/heal-awake, tinyurl.com heal-awake.
Thank you. And of course, I think you can probably connect with Phillip or me on Facebook. I think you can even message. I think you can message people if they're not your friends even, and you
Right.
can become friends. That's
Yeah,
another
that'd be
way.
great.
So there are lots of different ways. Our website is gettingthrough.org, gettingthru.org. Actually, it's in the comments there. /holistic is the main part. So it's gettingthrough.org/holistic. You can find out a lot more about us. There's a link to personal sessions over on the right side of the menu. Also, again, thank you all for being here. You can find out more about the circle at circleofloveandlight.org. And I wanted to share also ways you can support the circle. You can, I always say like our page. I think it's hard to tell with Facebook. I think now you follow pages. So you can follow our page. You can share this video if you go to our page on Facebook. You can share the video with your friends. You can also invite your friends to join you in the circle. And that's another way to increase your community and have something that you can discuss afterwards. So so we hope we'll see you again. The last thing we usually do is all this love and light that is around us now, just send it out to the week ahead of you and fill that week with it. So as you go through the week, you can have more love and light than ever before. Your light quotient. You might notice your joy quotient, or your joy meter is probably high. Your love meter is probably high. So again, thank you for being with us. Have a wonderful week.
Bye.